when his sister was punished because she did some pretty strong ruchani about Moses' wife, but he is good-hearted, so he didn't want his sister to be punished. And this prayer of healing is something which we can, which is part of the Jewish liturgy at different places. And the question is, oh God, pray, heal her, or him, or it. I wanted tonight, because it's the first Shabbat of 2023, to think about of the kavanah, intention for the coming year. But before that, what's the connection between New Year's Eve, New Year, and Judaism? There is a connection. I'm sure you know, so don't say anything.
We have lots of them.
It's a Jewish festival, actually. It's a Jewish celebration for a family.
Oh,
so
the civic New Year, you mean?
No.
Or
How many days after Christmas?
7.
8. 8. So what happens on the 8th day after the birth of a baby?
Yes, well, if you believe that was when the baby was born.
Yeah, I mean, it's
or
fine.
That the baby was even born.
So on the 8th day, the feast of the circumcision, and if you look into some old calendar, and I saw this in France, the old calendar before the revolution, they didn't say Saint Sylvester, which is the name of the saint of the day. They said
Security.
we have got security.
they said it's the feast of the circumcision. So New Year is actually a Jewish festival. Sorry?
When do they get circumcised?
Gosh, let's not go there. No, not to, I'm very happy to have a conversation about circumcision later.
Do it over dinner.
Yeah, over dinner, yeah. So usually on New Year we make promises to ourselves. We say, I promise I won't drink, or I will lose 10 pounds, or I will treat my partner decently, all these things. And of course, with these promises, we never fulfill them, because that's the thing with promises. We have to be very careful about what we promise to ourselves. I want you to reflect on something about the notion of prayer, which is very much what we're doing tonight. So, is prayer asking for something, or is prayer expressing how we want things to be? So I'm going to repeat it. When you pray, do you ask for something, or are you expressing what you want things to be, or what you'd wish things to be?
Or saying thank you.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the gratitude prayer, of course, yeah. Personally. Let's talk, it's very personal tonight. Let's talk personally.
Sorry, what was the question?
Is prayer asking for something, or is prayer an expression of how we wish our life or the world to be?
That's what I think it is.
Me too.
So,
I don't know what you mean. It's a wish for people that I care about, in general.
okay, so what's your kavanah for 2023? How do you want the things to be? Kindness.
We can't expect, we could talk about peace and kindness, that we could all just show a bit more kindness.
So it's interesting, because there are two LG rabbis who are working on a theological concept which they coined radical kindness. And they said that without kindness there's nothing you can do. It's the foundation of everything. So I think it's a good kavanah for 2023. Kindness. So what else?
Punctuality.
Apologies for being late. They're going to put on my gravestone, the late to the line.
You're late and you're noisy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, what else? You're completely ruining my moment. Thank you, Philip.
Is that
I would say loving acceptance.
Acceptance,
That's
yeah.
the moment.
Loving acceptance. Accepting who we are. I think it's a good it's a good kavanah for 2023 as well. What else?
Well, Janet, isn't it? They go to it there.
Yes, tolerance, and I'm really struggling with my tolerance at the moment. You know,
Sharing
yes.
circles, see people arrange the
God
chairs.
says test. We test it all the time.
God is just testing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll move down there.
Here we go. Here's
My
the chair.
apologies.
That's why.
Okay, what else? What kind of kavanah? What do you wish for 2023, Philip?
A happy rabbi.
A happy rabbi. Oh, that's very kind of you. That's very kind of you.
So
This
I've
is very good. Huh? He's very, very
That's
good.
quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good,
I
Philip.
failed, but no. What did you wish for?
What do I wish for
What did you-
2023? Gosh, that's a very good question. I'm the one who asks questions here.
And that's why it's compassion.
Compassion. I think a mix of all that. Compassion, acceptance, in love, kindness,
Healing.
healing. Yes, absolutely.
But you can't full stop. It's like the Ten Commandments. We're not instructed to love our parents. It's just to honour them, to be
Yeah, to
safe.
respect. Yes.
And so you can't
Love, you can't force love. No, you can't force.
but acceptance,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we've got a very nice set of kavanot for 2023. So maybe God's will that we as a community, we manage to live by them and maybe to spread it around us, because I think the world is sick. I think we can say this without being catastrophists, and needs people like us to bring another perspective. And this is what we are learning to do and to be in a community. So, may I ask you to light the Shabbat candles now? It's on page 1. Gosh, I didn't ask you online as well. What's your kavanah for 20? Just write it down whilst you're lighting the Shabbat candles, and then I can comment. Yeah, it's a bit humid.
What's that old saying? Let there be light.
And there was light.
Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shalom Aleichem on page 1.
And then from the top, Shalom.
So today, Robin sent me a very interesting article about prayer and music. So if you want the article, we can send it to you, and it explains how, what there's a saying in the Talmud, when there is music, there is prayer.
Is that the one that was in my Jewish learning?
Yes,
Yeah, I saw that.
absolutely. It's a very good article that explains why Jews have prayed by singing the entire Jewish history. So the next one is precisely about that. It's precisely about singing to the Eternal a new song. And remember, a new song from a book that was written 25 centuries ago. It's always, we need to find this new song because each generation has a new song. So, Shiru Adonai, Shiru Shechadash. So we're going to sing twice, and then Lalai twice, and the second verse twice.
Shiru Adonai, Shechadash, Shiru
Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo, let the field be glad and all within it.
Can I just check we agree on the key? Yeah, that's good.
Sadai,
to leave it, in the air somewhere.
I can't diminuendo on it.
Yeah.
No, you have to.
I know, I have to slide that one.
Ki ata Adonai Elyon. So that's a new one that we introduced only last month. And there is a very famous passage, Or zaru al tzadik, ulish relev simcha. Light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright. And Shabbat is all about this journey towards light. Whatever we understand by light, but this light is this kind of place where you can't see anything because everything is revealed, but at the same time, it's this kind of completely openness of the mind where everything is light. And this is where we're going when we sing, and this is where we're going when we engage with Shabbat and we engage with the joy of being together as a community. הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פיצחו ורננו וזמרו, shout for joy to the eternal one, all the earth, break forth, sing aloud, sing praise. We are now in this part of the service where I want the energy to mount a bit, so we've got this song and the next one, which is about calling to God. So let's gather the energy together and raise our voices tonight.
We're also in the bit of the service where we didn't get round to rehearsing it.
Amen.
Sephardic Latin America style. Huh?
Yeah.
It's a feel like, wow.
It's
You know,
not
it's,
very familiar.
yeah. And it's the sun is coming. Huh? Yeah.
I just wanted everybody to stand up and
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
this will happen, I'm sure. It will take some time. But one day I'd like
we're
to
still in England.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's stand for the next
Yeah,
one.
let's do it.
Let's do that, yes.
What's going on?
We're dancing.
Great.
Okay, Moshe Ve'Aaron.
Oh, we're doing Moshe
Ve'Aaron.
Ve'Aaron.
Ushemuel, Vekudei Shemo, Moses and Aaron were among God's priests, and Samuel knows both because of God. I call thee come to us the time. Moshe Ve'Aaron,
Yay for Norma! There you go.
No, it's good, it's good.
Fantastic.
Choir run for its money.
That starts 20 feet off in the right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need some non-British people in here to get us going. Well done.
Where's your tea?
Do you want me to bring you a pair of slippers?
Right.
Very good. That was very nice.
Absolutely.
Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat. So we gathered all this energy now. We're going to just relax a bit with this very gentle, smooth music. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat. Tov Le'odor L'Adonai U'Lezamer Shircha Elyon Echadodi is another one that you can stand and feel. So if you understand, it's like a 1, 2, 3, up, up, up. Blessed are you, eternal one, our God, sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will set the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the host of heaven. Baruch atah Adonai, Amari v'Ravi. Yeah. Rise from the Shema on page 5.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Litem Kroshim Lechem, Ani Adonai Elohim, Asher hotzeti etchem be'eretz Mitzrayim, li'ol Hashem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohim.
Please be seated. All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone are our God, and we are Israeli people. You have freed us from oppressors and delivered us from tyrants. You led us out of Egypt forever to serve in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly we accepted your rule, and full of joy we sang together. So when Robin went to the Beit Din, she presented an essay that she wrote. You have to present two essays. One is which is about your personal journey, what led you to where you are, and one is about a specific aspect of Judaism, whatever. And she chose Ashkivenu. And your essay was brilliant, very rich, very powerful, very strong, and colleagues have really loved it as well. So when we sing sorry, we will read the English later, but Vince will start with Ashkivenu in English, so we're going to think specifically on this new year, which is now for you. Completely new
year. Please join in if you know it. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Ushmos etenu
Grant, eternal God, that we may lie down in peace, and let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace, Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are our guardian and deliverer. A gracious and merciful God, guard our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may have life and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, הפורש סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל. Amen. We rise for the Magen Avot V'Imahot. Adonai sifata tiftach ufi agit tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips, let my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elokei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elokei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elokei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, קונה שמיים וארץ. מגן אבות ואימהות בדברו, מחיה הכל במאמרו. האל הקדוש אין כמוהו, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם. לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד. מעון הברכות, אל ההודעות, אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושי לעם מדושני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, and God of those who came before us, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel and of Leah. Great, mighty, and revered God, God transcendent, maker of heaven and earth. With a word you shielded our ancestors. With a phrase you give all things life. Sacred God beyond compare, who took joy in providing rest for your people on your holy Shabbat day. We'll serve you reverently, acknowledging on each and every day forever just who you are, the one to whom blessing goes, the one to whom thanksgiving is due. Source of peace, who recalls the time of creation by sanctifying Shabbat, blessing the seventh day, and in holiness, granting rest to a people overflowing with joy. יהיו לרצון אמרפי והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. May the words of our mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, O God, our rock and redeemer.
Oh, say shalom b'Roma. Oh, yes, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yosvei tevel. Ve'imnu. Amen. Oh, say shalom b'Roma. Oh, yes, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yosvei tevel. Ve'imnu. Shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael.
Thank you, Vince. As always, it's a real pleasure to have this time together. Now, a bit of Torah study now. I'm going to circulate two sheets. So we are in Parasha Vayechi. I'm going to go around. And Vayechi is the last parasha in the book of Genesis. And in this parasha, Jacob is about to die. We all do at some point. And what he does at the end of his life is actually blessing his children. It's kind of weird blessing, because sometimes the blessing occurs in disguise, because, he had a hard time with his kids, like parents. But he wasn't the greatest father either. So in a way, it's a kind of interesting conclusion of the book of Genesis. So now, what I wanted to look into with you is the notion of blessing precisely. Because there's something really interesting in this to our portion about Ephraim Menashe. Does anyone have yes, okay, brilliant. So, when we do some Torah study, we say the following, which is the top of page, first page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. My first question for you is, why do we say a blessing before Torah study?
We say blessings before all wonderful things.
Yes, absolutely. And look what the next passage says, and I think it's a very interesting one. The sages taught in a person is forbidden to benefit or enjoy, in Hebrew it's more enjoy, from this world without blessing. And anyone who benefits of or enjoy from this world without blessing embezzles sacred property, or in other words, is stealing from God. What is his remedy? You should go to a sage, a rabbi, a sage. Huh?
You'd have a lot of people queuing up outside your door.
Yeah. So how do you understand this? It's a very fundamental passage in the Talmud, this one. And this is exactly what you said.
I didn't hear what Vince said.
Sorry?
I couldn't hear what Vince said.
So Vince said, we say a blessing.
Really sorry, I like Mubarak Ahmed.
Yeah. So we say a blessing because it's a great thing to do. So when we enjoy life, we say a blessing, but it's also, there's a bit more than that. Anything we do that has a connection with Judaism requires a blessing. You light the Shabbat candles, you eat the bread, everything. So do you remember how many blessings are we supposed to say? Hello. How many blessings are we supposed to say every day? 100. 100 blessings a day. A day.
It's one of the nicest sections in the Siddur is that there is a section of blessings. So you get all sorts of blessings for like the sunrise and for seeing a great person.
Yeah. A rainbow, yes. When you have a good smell, when you have a thunderstorm, all the things that you enjoy in the world. So the 100, so I have to, if you say the Amidah 3 times a day, Amidah is 19 blessings already, so 3 times 19, which is almost 60 or 57 blessings. So there are already half of them in the Amidah, the 3 daily Amidah.
It's interesting, the rainbow one is always the one that amuses the children about how we say we bless a lot of things. And I said, even rainbows, and I said, I always said, I defy you to look at a rainbow and not smile and go, because even in the dark, oh look, a rainbow, a big smile on our face. And that's, because it's...
The rainbow is after the flood, it's a sign of covenant, and it's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, it's multicolored, it's really beautiful. So now, of course, there are some blessings which are in vain, and I like that. One who built a new house or bought new vessel says, Omer Baruch she'echeyanu Blessed is the one who has kept us alive. Mevarech al hara'a me'ain hatova. One blesses over the evil as he blesses over the good, and over the good as he blesses over the evil. So how do you understand that?
You have to take the rough with the smooth. The key is, blessed is who has kept us alive.
Yes.
And you have to accept that life comes with ups and downs.
Absolutely. You made the connection between these two sentences. Good and evil are part of life. We used earlier, Janet and I, a word which I can't say during a service about defining what life is, but,
difficult.
Sorry?
A word like difficult.
Yeah, difficult, yes. Yeah. And you can imagine. Now, the other one is very interesting. One who cries out over what is part, that is a vain prayer. I love it. Such as, if his wife was pregnant and he says, may it be his will, God's will, that my wife bears a male child. This is a vain prayer. If he's coming home from a journey and he hears the sound of screaming in the town and says, may it be his will that this is not from my household, that is a vain prayer. So, yeah, Robin, I can see that you're nodding. So, can you tell him?
Because it's already happened. Like in the first one, he hoped that his wife has a male child, but the child's already conceived, the sex is already determined.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say after it happened, oh, I hope that's not my house that's on fire. It's already on fire. God's not going to make a jump on
Yes.
that house.
Absolutely, yes, yeah. So, in a way, you don't say a blessing for something that has already happened. You have to act. And this is what the text says before. No, not really. No. Sorry about that.
Somebody should have told Henry VIII about this, assuming that it was always a woman's fault that they produced girls.
Yeah.
He should have read.
There were no Jews in Britain in those days, so I don't think. Yes, officially no Jews, yes. So these were just a few passages about blessing, and I could have brought others, but I wanted really for us to think about the first teaching, which is enjoying this world without blessing is like stealing from God. And I quite like this idea. You're stealing from God if you don't bless God for everything you enjoy. It's a very powerful statement. And this is why Orthodox Jews, they keep on, and they bless all the time. Because it's this awareness that, everything we have here, of course it's a real state of mind, and we forget it. And when we are just, stuck into our daily lives. Okay, now into the Torah portion, and I found a very, very funny midrash to talk about that. So remember, someone goes to Joseph, says, your father is ill, he's living his last days. So Joseph comes to see his father Jacob with his two sons, Ephraim and Menashe. So what happens, Ephraim and Menashe were Joseph's sons, not Jacob's sons. But do you know what Jacob does? He adopts them. So Ephraim and Menashe becomes among the 12. There are the 12 tribes, but Joseph is not a tribe. It's his sons who are a tribe. In a way, it skipped Joseph. There's no tribe of Joseph. There's a tribe of Ephraim, a tribe of Manasseh, but not of Joseph. So that's a very interesting thing. The other thing that he does, first, the Midrash that I found. Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer. Since the day the world was created, no one had ever survived a sneeze. Wherever he was, on the road or in the market, his soul would simply depart. Until this moment, when Jacob begged for mercy. Master of the universe, please do not take my soul until I have time. I have had time to instruct my children and grandchildren. And his wish was granted. From then on, everyone who sneezes has been obligated to thank God for being restored from death to life. Isn't it?
That's what they said,
It's
bless
really
you.
delicious. I love it.
Is that why they say bless you after somebody sneezes?
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's one
It's about
explanation.
time,
Yes,
isn't
from
it?
from the Midrash. I don't know. There are probably other explanations, but it's one of the explanations from Midrash.
Really?
Originally, you would die. So when someone sneezes, oh, bless you, or santé, or I don't know what, la brioute in
And what was the first thing you
Isn't
thought about COVID? Was, oh my goodness, somebody is sneezing. That was the first,
Yes, yes.
you know,
Have you heard this joke? I mean, it was in French radio. Someone said, and everybody was frightened, and they said, Allahu Akbar, oh, it's okay. That was really funny. So the perspective changes all the time. So then Jacob blesses his children, and he blesses Ephraim, Menashe, whom he just had adopted. So Jacob blessed them that day, saying, by you shall Israel invoke blessing, saying, God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh. Yesimecha Elohim ke'Ephraim u'Menashe. Yesimech Elohim ke'Sara Rivka Rachel veLeah. Have you heard these words before? It's the blessings, and it's on the next page. It's the blessings of children over the children Shabbat. So you know when we have a family service of blessing, I sing Yesimecha Elohim Yesimecha, and that comes from the book of Genesis. So of course the question why Ephraim Menashe, one of the explanations is because there are the two siblings in Torah who never fought with each other. They never had any argument. So therefore, you can only hope that your kids won't have any arguments.
Like William and Harry.
Like William and Harry. Oh my God,
Most
this.
kids have arguments.
It's funny because he says all this dreadful stuff, and I still want to reconnect with my families. Anyway, so
This just makes me think, we're missing something here, aren't we? How do parents bless a non-binary child?
I don't think the Torah it was really an issue.
Well, no, but we should be, as
Oh,
rabbis,
yes.
we should be, I'm just saying, we're missing something here. Maybe it's already been,
Probably,
maybe Mark's already done something,
I don't know how you would do that. Yeah, I mean, probably someone has already
but
thought about
we
it.
need to,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, could you make the blessings for a child rather than specific gender?
Well, yeah, but it's,
Yeah.
what's the phrase, may God inspire you to live like,
But the thing is, because we're talking about kids who are gendered, with Ephraim, Menashe, Sarah,
but we have to learn to think beyond that.
yeah, I know, but then we have to change the wording of the blessings, yes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure one of our colleagues will be able to. I'm not that creative, to be honest with you. I'm very interesting to see what. Yeah, maybe Mark has come up with something. Yes. So now there's another question, which is, Ephraim, Menashe, and Menashe was the firstborn, and Ephraim was the youngest child, and Jacob didn't bless in the right order. Jacob blessed them in the other order. So in the Women's Torah commentary, I found that Jacob refuses Joseph's attempt to correct the order of precedence of the children. The same Jacob who supplanted his own older brother once again puts the younger before the older. And that's something we find in Torah very often. The switching of places, Ephraim, Manasseh, Isaac, Ishmael, Jacob, Esau, Rachel, Leah, etc., etc. So it's a theme very common in the book of Genesis. And why do you think is this the case?
In the particular case of Ephraim and Manasseh?
No, in general.
In general.
Why it's quite common. Even, Reuben is the firstborn. It's actually Judah who has the right of the firstborn. So, why do you think?
Oh, it's disrupting the social order,
Maybe you could
possibly for a good purpose.
Mm-hmm.
without the questioning of who should inherit, everything just goes to the firstborn.
Yes.
Whether that's a good thing to do or not. Whether the firstborn might gamble it all away. Or whether the firstborn is not able to farm effectively. So it introduces the idea of choice rather than firstborn automatically inheriting.
So it's a very good argument against the monarchy.
Still in our rule of succession, it hasn't been got rid of, that if a monarch has twins, it's the second born who inherits, and that hasn't been.
That's interesting.
And that goes down to us.
So because the idea is, because the seeds, the first is conceived, then the second. So the second is the second to be conceived. So the first who comes out is actually the second who was conceived. I mean, I don't know if it's, I'm not a doctor. I don't think it's exactly that, but that's the reasoning behind it.
But it's also to do with Jacob and Esau.
Yes, yeah.
But it's never been changed in British.
I think in all dynasties they have this kind of fear of twins. I mean, in the past they used to drown one of the twins. Which was easier. Okay.
Just one thing that goes to traditionally in sort of more modern society, the firstborn would inherit the entire estate in order to keep the estate together. As one. And then the younger son would go off to the army, join religion or something else. But it was only the unity.
Yeah, the estate, yes.
If you keep the farm, you wouldn't divide the farm.
Yeah, you won't divide the estate, of course. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So let's conclude now the service. It's already 8:15 and I don't want to fall asleep. So I'm just checking if we have anything. So Anna is online. Shabbat Shalom, Anna, Maxine, Deborah, Sandra. I hope your aunt is okay, Sandra. Helen, Dylan is there as well. Shabbat Shalom. The other Sandra. So we've got 3 Sandras tonight. Romain, Shabbat Shalom to you. Michelle and Sylvie. Shabbat Shalom, Sylvie. Welcome from Lyon. Sarah Alston. I don't know why I see your last name, but Sarah. Shabbat Shalom to you too. And of course, many people I don't know the names because they don't appear on my how do you call it again? Feed. Thank you. So I know that we have people on YouTube and we have people on Twitter. So thank you for joining us tonight. We are now going to conclude our service with. And then on page 7, so let's read together. And then all that has divided us will merge. And then compassion will be wedded to power. And then softness will come to a world that is often harsh and unkind. And then both men and women will be gentle. And then both women and men will be strong. And then no person will be subject to another person's will. And then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will cherish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. So, I'm just going to retrieve my list of Yortzeit for the Shabbat. So first, I wanted to express our condolences to Nicola Clare, who lost her uncle Alan Fox yesterday. And on this Shabbat, we remember Russell Berndt, the grandmother of Tina Higgins, and Philip Wagman, the father of Sandra Weber. I wish you both a long life. And do you have any other name you'd like to remember today? May the memory be a blessing. Please stand for the benediction. We say together, Yitkadam v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma yivrach yerutei v'yaneh malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon, u'v'chayeh v'kol beit Yisrael, v'agalav zman karev v'yishua. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah v'varach le'alam v'amen. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתודה ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי קדושה בריחו לעילה מכל נחתה ושירתה ושפתה ונחמתה דם ימד ועלמה ואימו אמן. יהי שמע רבה מן שמיים וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואימו אמן. ועושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל Amen. Okay. So tomorrow morning, Rabbi Gabriel Cantor Weber, who grew up here, will. Yes, do you remember Gabriel? Yeah, he's coming tomorrow. Yes, he's going to lead the family service. So we're very excited to have Gabriel tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we'll have some people coming to do some measurements in the sanctuary. So maybe, and I'm not going to say more than that, maybe we're going to have something very special in a couple of weeks at KLS, but this needs to be confirmed, but hopefully we'll be able to do something. Next week, it's next week, your admission ceremony. So next Shabbat, it's Sandra Weber will take the service. So I will be a Jew in the pew, on the pew? In the pew, and just sit there and snore loudly like you all do. And I will come up for your admission ceremony. I can't remember. I mean, it's all in the newsletter, so of course. And of course, I'm on sabbatical in January.
We're hosting Shabbat.
Are you hosting Shabbat at home at yours? Okay, so Shabbat at home. At the Higgins next Friday, and the zoo, and it's a quieter month in January usually. It's a bit quiet, which is good. We need some quietness. So we are going to finish with the last page. I think you added to the Janet.
Yeah,
Beyado, page 10.
You see, it's the last verse of Adon Olam in Hebrew, and then some English that isn't an exact translation, but sort of inspired by the final verse of Adon Olam. And the plan is to sing the Hebrew, then the English, and then the Hebrew again. We could have a more ambitious plan than that, but save that for when we're more familiar with it. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me
What a lovely final blessing. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand, safely in your hand. And let us say, Shabbat Shalom. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for coming tonight with us. It's always a pleasure to have our friends online. Well.